I recognize the Minister of Community and Social Services.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and congratulations on your new position and your wonderful attire today. I would like to thank the member for Hamilton East Stony Creek for bringing his bill forward. I think it is a very important conversation that we need to have this afternoon. At the outset, the member did reference the draconian cuts made by the previous Conservative government. And certainly over the last number of years, we have been trying to incrementally improve the rates as it relates to those with social assistance, those on social assistance. And we have commissioned previous reports on this very important subject. I'm sure everyone will remember that Francis Lankin, a former NDP member of this House, as well as Munir Sheikh, did issue their report in 2012 with a number of recommendations. And in fact, over the last several years, we have been following those recommendations, in particular for single individuals on OW. And so we have been increasing their rates in particular. These are some of the most vulnerable people in our society. And so now we have increased those rates by some 34% since we became government. In this year's budget, we made the particularly important change to our system that child support payments will no longer be clawed back. This is going to make a significant difference for those single individuals who rely on child support to ensure that their child has some of the requirements as they grow older, whether they're able to access a little bit more in terms of learning opportunities and recreation and so on. And this is something that was recommended through my many meetings with people in organizations such as the ODSP Action Coalition. We take their advice, we value their advice. But we also, as a government, want to look at social assistance as not just an issue of rates, and a very important part of the whole picture, of course, but we also want to look across a number of different areas that are important for all low-income Ontarians. And I'm speaking of issues around employment incentives, training, getting closer to the labor market, the very important area of housing, and just as we did with the dental program for low-income children, Healthy Smiles, we wish to expand that to other health benefits, and over time to move to those sorts of benefits being available to adults as well. And so we are developing a broad consensus with our stakeholders that we need to move ahead in a whole-of-government approach. And this is what we intend to do in the next year. We're making other improvements in terms of simplifying some of the rules around social assistance as well. Things like not requiring disability adjudication when a child with a developmental disability becomes an adult. We're waiving that requirement. We're reviewing the entire disability adjudication process with a view to simplify it. We will not require medical reviews to the extent that was previously required. We're going to be introducing things like a reloadable debit card that people can use for their services where they do not have a bank account, where they do not have to use payday loan institutions to cash their welfare checks. A number of simple things. However, having said all that, I applaud the member for bringing this forward. We know that a former Minister of Community and Social Services, now the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, had a very similar idea a number of years ago. And I think your advice in this regard is very good. And I want to thank you for introducing your bill. Thank you, Madam Speaker.